The water Yahweh Bashim Yahusha, 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 the water Yahweh Bashim Yahusha. Bashim Brakakatash, Brakata, Barakata Yahweh, Brakata Yahusha, Barakata Yahweh, Brakata Yahusha. Yep, they mad because Judah is celebrating, chilling. They mad because Northern Kingdom celebrating and chilling. You know, the devil, the Edomites, you know, is always there. Cry, cry all you want, devil. Cry all you want.
Right now, we have some big news right now. We have some terrible breaking news coming. We have some really big news tonight. We have another terrible breaking news up. We have some scary news. We have some big news right now. Donald Trump has officially revoked.
What can you threaten black people with that we haven't already lived through before? We already couldn't go to your schools. We already couldn't live in your neighborhood. We already couldn't shop in your store. We already had to sit in the back of the bus. We already filled out your jail. We already had our zip codes redlined. We already had our votes suppressed. We already had our families separated. We already had our men profiled. We already had our women objectified. What you think you gonna do new that's gonna be able to intimidate us? Black people got soundtrack music. Yea, though we walk through the valley of the shadow of death, we will fear no evil. It is their master plan to make you live in fear so you don't fight back, so you don't lift up your voice, so you don't kick against the prick. Fear is the only weapon that white supremacy has.
White people come out to call out the black Americans that they are happy, they are enjoying. While this land of America, there is a lot of chaos happen, but the black people, they are not react, they are not saying anything, they are just silent. Why would these people choose silence? It is something which is making some of them have a sleepless night. I don't understand what black people has done to be monitored each and every day. Why can't you control yourself? Why can't you solve your problem by yourself? Why each and every day, each and every time, it's going to be always about the black people to help you? Let's dive into today's episode. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Then we'll come back with more commentaries.
Yeah, their playbook was black people fighting in the streets all summer. They wanted a summer of violence. They wanted all those video clips of black people being violent. And the entire black community collectively in one voice heard their ancestors say, rest, stay home, don't go out in the streets. They collectively heard it, and they've all listened, and it was right. They have been dealing with a apartheid fascist state for generations, even worse than an apartheid state. Like in the slavery era, that was like, they have been in an abusive, narcissistic relationship with the government for generations, since the first person unwillingly stepped foot on this land. They have studied their abusers, because that's what you have to do. When you are a victim to an abuser, you have to study their every movement as a form of self-protection, and they have done that. They didn't have to learn it as they go when he took power in November. They already knew. What do you do when your abuser all of a sudden you hear him walking down the hallway and his footsteps are a little bit off? His breathing's a little bit off, you hide. You go and you hide in your closet, you go out the window and run, you get somewhere safe. They have gone somewhere safe. They're not, resting is not passive. That is not passive protest. That is active the hallway and his footsteps are a little bit off, his breathing's a little bit off, you hide. And no, do. When you are a victim to an abuser, you have to study their every movement as a form of self-protection, and they have done that. They didn't have to learn it as they go when he took power in November. They already knew. What do you do when your abuser all of a sudden you hear him walking down the hallway and his footsteps are a little bit off, his breathing's a little bit off, you hide. You go and you hide in your closet, you go out the window and run, you get somewhere safe. They have gone somewhere safe. They're not, resting is not passive. That is not passive protest. That is active protest. And it is working more than anything else that has been being done. It is more effective than I can think of anything else that is being done right now. Resting to me means staying home, saving your money, not spending your money at corporate stores, not, buying local, shopping at local stores, going to local restaurants, supporting local businesses, building community, saving your dollars. We brought down Target, and that was 100% led by Black people, by the Black community, 100%. We made Disney come to their knees with just money in a weekend. Like, that is where it hits them where they hurt. We do not need people in the streets being violent. If you feel the call to be out there marching, go march. Do what you feel called to do, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about they wanted summer of 2020 visuals, and they didn't get it. Summer's over. They never got those visuals. I guarantee they have some strategy book and they're like, summer of violence, martial law, we can bring troops in everywhere. Every time they bring troops in somewhere that is shown to be peaceful, people wake up. Every time somebody wakes up. It's collective. It's a snowball.
Wow, this app can show you the inside of your body.
That devil. Mm-hmm. That damn devil.
It's a snowball. So people that are resting are literally doing the most right now. So thank you for everyone that engaged with that post and are commenting on it. Those comments are literally like, I'm glad I've introduced some people to the term gray rocking. I'm glad I've put words to what people have been feeling, and that people in the Black community are validating that, like, finally a white lady gets it. Because that means, really makes me emotional. Nothing makes me more emotional than getting validation from, especially a Black woman. If you come to my comments and say, you get it, I get emotional every time. So thank you for that. Because you all know. Nobody knows the most besides, like, the smartest, most aware people in the world are Black women. And you will never change my mind on that. Because they have to be. They have to be. And they are. So thank you for validating my last post, because that's how I've been feeling about it ever since I first saw people saying, we're sitting this one out. That has meant a lot. Like, that moved me a lot.
They told us to keep our hearts light as a feather. But how are we supposed to do that when the weight of life is just too heavy? When the weight of rent, when the weight of racism, when the raw reality of everyday life is just too heavy? How are you supposed to keep your heart light as a feather? Because I think it's important to understand that light is not just the absence of heaviness. Light is also the presence of divine frequency. When you don't have that heaviness of the weight of the world, you are in your divine frequency. How when your grandmother is humming or singing when she's cooking in the kitchen, how your kids get to laughing and giggling when they're running around playing. In that moment, their heart is light as a feather. In that moment, they are in the divine frequency. And that's where we should strive to be. Because they don't want us there. They want us heavy. They want our hearts heavy. They want us trapped in our thoughts. They want us stuck in our fears. They want us worried and stressing about credit scores, court dates, climate change. They even want us worried that one day our dreams will never come true. Either way, they just want us worried. But let me tell you, listen, we were not meant to pay bills forever. The melanated body was never meant to be a beast of burden for America, which was built on stolen land anyway. We are not the tools or products of capitalism. What we are is so much more than that. You are not just Black. Your physical body is literally made of stardust. What you are in the non-physical is literally an infinitely expanding consciousness. You are a walking library of galaxies. You are coded with the frequencies of now-born gods and cosmic griots. You were not made just to be a worker for their system. You want to ascend? You got to remember. You got to remember that Ma'at is not just a myth. She was the law of balance, the sacred scale between rage and radiance. And your heart is her altar. So I ask you, what is weighing you down? What bitterness have you accepted as your personality? What grief have you hoarded as your birthright? You see, the colonizer's greatest weapon was not the gun. It was the lie that God lived up in the sky somewhere, and that peace was earned through suffering, and that somehow joy was a sin. But our ancestors knew better, and they laughed around the fires while the chains clanked in the distance. They sang code into hymns and turned plantations into portals. They bent physics with drum beats, and they made joy a rebellion. And you see, America don't want you to know that. The system depends on your depression. It feeds on your anxiety like a vampire, because it knows that if your heart ever gets light again, then you'll rise above their matrix like smoke from sacred sage. So let it go. Let go of the illusion that control is safety. Let go of the narrative that trauma is your whole story. You gotta let go and let God. And no, not some old white man in the crowd, but the God that is you. The I am pulsing in your bloodstream. The sacred fractal of the Most High that exists within you. That sacred fractal of the Most High that is disguised in your smile, your swagger, even your survival. So yes, the world is on fire. Oceans are swallowing cities. The skies are coughing up dust and spitting out rainstorms. Everybody knows the economy is a scam, and America ain't nothing but a crumbling theme park with broken rides and a haunted mascot. But here's the thing. The universe has always known chaos before creation, and you were born now for a reason. Not to suffer, but to transmute, to turn sorrow into song, to turn fear into flight, to turn this broken world into a blooming garden with...
Yeah. See, devil, you're done. You want everybody to be miserable, messed up like you, tore up like you, the whole nine. We're going to go to Psalms 2:1. Why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing? The kings of the earth set themselves and rulers take counsel together against the Lord and against his anointed, saying, let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us. He that sitteth in the heavens shall laugh. The Lord shall have them in derision. Then shall he speak unto them in his wrath and vex them in his sore displeasure. Yet have I set my king upon my holy hill of Zion, Yahweh Shai. I will declare the decree. I will declare the decree. The Lord hath said unto me, thou art my son. That's right, Yahweh Shai. This day have I begotten thee. Also us, the hopeful elect 144 and the rest of 1/3 and the 2/3. Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thy inheritance, and the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession. See, the Lord is going to give us the heathen. That's right. Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thy inheritance. That's right. You're going to be our slaves, heathens, and the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession. So you done. That's a wrap for you devils. It's a wrap. You dig? No more. And for you other nations. You know what I'm saying? Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thy inheritance. Psalms, 2 Psalms, verse 8. That's right. So that's a wrap for you devils. Until the next one. Wall or ball. And all you heathens, that's a wrap for you also. You devils and you heathens. Wall or ball.